Welcome to our April Streaming Story Spotlight. I'm Beth, an Adult Services Librarian at Rocky River Public Library. Joining me today is Mary, one of our fabulous Adult Services Associates. She also works in our Outreach Department. How are you doing today, Mary?
I'm good. Thanks for that nice introduction, Beth. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I woke up to snow this morning. We are recording this on April 1st, so I felt like a real April fool. It was a little disappointing. But overall, I'm okay. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie called Poetry, which is available for streaming with your Rocky River Public Library card through Canopy. It is a 2010 South Korean movie about a woman in her 60s who uh, kind of opens at the beginning with her being diagnosed with early stages of Alzheimer's, and it kind of follows her story and what she's going through while she's raising her ungrateful grandson and dealing with some situations that he brings up. How'd you feel about the movie, Mary?
You know what? I did enjoy the movie. It's a lengthy film. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes. It didn't seem terribly long to me, but they throw quite a lot in the pot in this film. Viewer, just know that there are some, what would you say, some difficult subject matter that does come up in the film. But I did feel that it flowed very nicely, and there were things that I liked about it as well.
Mm-hmm. The theme of the movie is there's with interwoven throughout it is a poetry class that the main character Mija signs up for, and she kind of signs up for it on a whim, and she just is like yearning to learn to write poetry, but it looks as though she's kind of trying to do this as a way to cope with her current understanding of the world and surroundings. So I really appreciated the interweaving of the poetry in the classes throughout the film. I feel like the movie itself is much like poetry in that you walk away from it and you're just like, I'm not 100% sure I really understand what that means, but it was quite thought provoking in that way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. As in poetry, the film doesn't. It does. It ebbs and flows like good poetry, and it doesn't tell you. It doesn't say to you, "This is how you should feel about this character." Like you have to kind of come to understand, how you feel about them. And the film, one of the issues that Mija or Miha, I can't remember how to pronounce her name, the first thing that you brought up that she has to face is Alzheimer's. So while there's many themes throughout the film, I wondered, I don't know about you, Beth, if she was worried about losing her words, and that was why she became interested in taking this poetry class. I'm not
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah. But and again, I felt like the movie itself was very poetic in a lot of ways. And we should remind our viewers that we did choose this because April is National Poetry Month.
Yay, poems. Absolutely. And it was I agree that she was potentially choosing to start to write poetry because she was already at a point in her mental health situation that she was starting to lose her words. And so she was, trying to maybe cope with that on her own because she did seem fiercely independent
Mhm.
throughout the film. Like she really was on her own on this journey. Despite having some people around her, she had to find it for herself. It was very beautiful. I would recommend it. Everyone should give it a shot.
The main actress who plays the grandmother, I believe she's like 66, 65-year-old grandmother, Mia, and the main woman, you'll know this when you start watching the film. Apparently, she came out of almost like retirement to do this role. I think she's a well-known actress in Korea, and she had a lot of successes before this film, and I think she was pretty well retired, and then she came out to do this film. That's what I kept reading over and over again. And what an absolute phenomenal job she did. And she truly did. You really felt for her. She was a very empathetic character that while you may not understood her, you really, really felt bonded with her.
Absolutely. She did a pretty minimal amount of speaking, but all of her words were very well chosen. And I think that just lends to her ability and her skill set as an actor that she was able to perform in this role so well uh, without, it was so, she was able to perform in this role so well.
I mean, I think you summed it up right there, Beth, just by saying that, she performed so well with so few words. Wouldn't you say the same for poetry? To be able to have such an effect with such few words. And so they're really the theme of poetry is it's very obviously the movie is called Poetry. She's in a poetry class, but it is woven throughout her life and who she is as well.
Absolutely. Well, it was great. Thank you for recommending that, Mary. Next month for May, we are looking at maybe something a little bit more lighthearted. So I think we landed on the movie called The Lobster. So if you're interested in watching The Lobster with us, check it out. You can also stream that one for free with your library card through Canopy. And we'll see you in May to talk about it.
That sounds great, Beth.
All right. Thanks, Mary. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye bye.